Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to go to the grocery store. No, I'm not going to show you how to go to the grocery store. Hopefully you already know how to go to the grocery store. Today I'm going to show you how to take what you got at the grocery store, that is, sweet potatoes, and sprout them and use the resulting sprouts to plant your garden with sweet potatoes. Walmart sweet potatoes. Some of these little window box things that I found. Somebody got rid of them. And some potting soil. Are you ready? This is the best way to start sweet potato slips of your own. And it's really easy. Now you've probably seen people doing, starting sweet potatoes by using water. Toothpicks in the sides, stuck in a jar of water. I did that when I was a kid, many times actually. And I even started my own sweet potato beds that way with slips. But I don't do that anymore. For one reason, they tend to rot sometimes. And another reason is that when they rot, they smell really, really bad. So basically, those are like two reasons nested together. I've had less trouble with them rotting, and I've had good results by simply taking the potatoes. See, this one's sprouting already right here. Easy as pie. Just taking the potatoes and putting them down into some potting soil, covering them over. This is a little more natural, kind of like they would be growing in the ground. This soil is slightly damp already, so I don't really need to water it. It's actually pretty wet. So all I gotta do is stick these guys in here, and I probably could have stuck all 6 just in one of these. Doesn't matter if they're really buried all the way, but I'm gonna be neurotic about it and bury them all the way. Now all I gotta do is go stick these guys in the greenhouse and wait a few weeks, because they sprout pretty quickly when it's warm, but they need that warmth. If it's cool, they don't really want to grow. This is a tropical crop, and it's about a month until it's really time for me to plant these in my climate. So if I can get them started now and get a bunch of little vines going, I'll have them ready to plant out in my garden right at the right time. You don't actually have to have a greenhouse to do this. You can do this on a sunny window or the back porch or whatever. I have some that I started that way, and I'm going to show them to you now and demonstrate how it works and what you do next, because we have to wait on these. And I'm not going to wait 3 weeks before putting this video out. This right here is a pot with some sweet potato ends. My wife was cooking sweet potatoes. We took the ends of them off. I took them off because they were starting to sprout. And I planted them in this pot, and I stuck them on my windowsill a couple of months ago. As you can see, they've grown like crazy. They are the happiest looking things in the world because they were inside of a kind of a little bit too shady interior, and then they got moved outside and it got a little cold and they got burned and stuff, but they're just fine. They're still good, and it's not hard to do this, right? Even though these don't look perfect, it doesn't matter. They're going to grow. These are really easy to grow. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, there was a lady that lived behind our house, and her name was Marie, and she was quite old. And she had a dog, and the dog's name was Rebel. And that dog was mean, and we were scared to death of that dog, and we were scared of Marie as well. But occasionally we would help her in her yard and do things for her. And I remember she had a hanging basket on one of her back trees. And I said, what is that, some sort of an ivy? And she said, no, those are sweet potatoes. My Bill planted those. Her son had planted sweet potatoes in that hanging basket, and for years she had a hanging basket with sweet potatoes growing out of it. That's how easy it is. Stick a few in a pot and they grow. So I'm gonna take these and we're gonna prepare them for the garden, and then we'll go plant them out so you can see exactly how that works. So you see, these are just the two tops here. I can go like this and just break these guys off the side. Look at, they already come with a few roots, and stick them right in the ground. Or I can take it and nip it like that and get a little piece of vine. And then what I do is I just go ahead and trim off most of the leaves, and they are nice little slips that are ready to go out. Sweet potatoes are actually a perennial. If it doesn't freeze, they just grow continuously on and on and on and on. But in my climate here, they're going to freeze in the winter, so you've got to kind of put some potatoes aside and then start them at the right time to be ready for the next season. And if you've got a nice long hot summer, you can get a ton of sweet potatoes. Super, super easy to grow. Incidentally, if you guys like my Compost Your Enemies t-shirt, they are for sale. Aardvark Screen Printing makes them for me. It's a family company in Alabama, and I'll put a link below. I love their stuff, and I like that it's a family company as well. Now you see I'm cutting these way back here. These vines are going to grow back. These will grow again. If you keep this watered, they'll come back again and again and again and keep growing you more vines for the garden, and you could just keep planting out in successions. Let's take these out and plant them. We'll stick these guys here underneath this tree. I accidentally cut all the leaves off of a couple of these. Doesn't really matter, they'll grow back. So this plum will have a little ground cover underneath it. That's really all you have to do. They will root in the ground. You just make a hole and stick them in. For a couple of days, they'll wilt like crazy and you'll think that they're dead, but they'll come back. This is a little early for me to be planting these, but we'll see what happens. Sometimes it's good to plant early, and then, hey, I'm gonna have plenty of them starting. If we get a freeze, I'll just do it again. That's how simple it is to start sweet potatoes from the store. One year, I got one of these little assortments of, it was like a purple one and an orange one and kind of a yellowy one and a white one. And it was this little like frou-frou assortment thing, you know, ready to steam sweet potato assortment. I got that from Publix supermarket, which is a really popular supermarket in the South. And I planted all of those. I just had a flat of soil and I stuck them in there, and as the vines came out, I planted them out to my garden in North Florida. And when we harvested sweet potatoes, we had all kinds of crazy stuff. You can go down to the Caribbean market and you can get what are called boniato, which is a less sweet variety of sweet potato. It usually has red skin on the outside or orange skin, orangey, but usually redder to even pinkish. And the inside of it is white and it's starchier, different flavor. And you can grow those the same way. You just go out and collect your sweet potato varieties from whatever market you want to go to, stick them in some flats, throw some dirt on them, and plant them out. Super easy. I hope that was useful to you, and I am always game to save a few bucks. Sweet potatoes are cheap. Compared to going out and buying slips and buying like a little 9-pack of slips, you can just make your own, and you can just keep getting them. This pot will just keep making them and making them and making them for years even. If these things are happy, they'll start to make bigger roots in there, and they'll just keep shooting roots out. If I had a bigger pot, I could probably just perpetually produce slips on and on ad infinitum into the future. So try it. Super easy, and it works better than the little toothpicks in water method. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoy what I'm doing, like and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, and like and hit the bell and subscribe. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green. I buried my rabbit beneath the cherry tree one fine afternoon. Someday I know that we'll meet again on a fruit salad spoon.